You know where your IT pros are? We don't. It's Patch and Switch. And now, two guys who use AI to teach them how to use AI. It's Patch and Switch.
That won't be the hallucinations
Not wrong.
at all.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Not wrong. I mean, I hallucinate pretty bad. And if AI is teaching itself, it's going to hallucinate even worse.
You are not incorrect there, sir.
Does it really hallucinate, though? It's just making crap up.
Kind of like this show.
Hallucination is more like you're giving it the credibility of having a sentient brain to be able to think about stuff, right?
Are you saying I don't hallucinate?
No, you do. As the audio guy, for sure. I mean, you're only like, what, maybe a month away from being replaced by AI anyway. So,
Wow. I thought we weren't going to tell him that. He gets booted from the show.
welcome to the new host. Welcome to the new host. We are all expendable. I don't know if our viewers know this or not, but our concept was always who is Patch, who is Switch. And it could literally be anybody because Patch and Switch really are just all of us. So
all of us, yeah.
It is the every person.
It is the all person.
Well, I'm glad you're here, man, because like technically, you know, in case you also don't know, Joey actually works with me. Technically, he works for me.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Really, we all know who's the real boss.
True.
But
Neither of
Anya.
us. Sonia.
Sonia is the boss for sure for the team. But he was taking the day off because he's got some stuff to do and has to travel. But he's decided to delay his trip to be able to join us together as a way of ending the week in style. Thank you very much.
Style. Yeah.
In style.
In style. So I'm here.
We do have to do a shout out though, because the chat room has been very active already.
I was just about to mention that it all started with Ledwig saying aloha.
I know. I think.
Did you know that means hello and goodbye?
He is the magical igniting spark to everything.
TRP 8472 also in their post. Ferris to Brits is here. Raided the beer fridge. She did.
Yes.
And has a beer.
It is technically 5 o'clock somewhere, right? So
absolutely. TRP 8472 TRP 8472 is also hungry. I'm not sure if you're aware of this.
Okay.
There apparently is a little sun in the UK, though a bit of rain in Chile as well. So sounds like the UK. I mean, that's just me. That's just me. I think it's only. I don't even know that we're gonna hit triple digits today in the Vegases. The last few days, it's been a little cooker style 110, 111. But I don't even know that we'll hit triple digits.
I'm looking at the weather app right now.
Yeah. We might hit triple digits. I don't know. I haven't seen.
So in Chicago, it is 82 degrees Fahrenheit.
82 degrees. Yeah, but what's the humidity? 972%?
I don't know. And in Duval, where I am,
the Duvals.
The Duval, 53.
Oh my God.
It is partially cloudy, and I have.
Has anybody given you the memo? Given Washington the memo that it is the middle of June? 53.
Yeah, and I don't have. So I have my house temperature set to the centigrade Celsius options. My phone normally is too, but I switched it over to freedom units to be able to communicate with other Americans. Freedom! I need to switch it back to the centigrades, so I understand what it means.
Yeah, we will hit triple digits today. We'll hit 104.
Rick, you said it's 53 in Duval?
Yes.
It's 51 outside here at the Jayhawk headquarters.
Oh, yeah.
Up on top of the hill.
Nice.
We also have Chaos 13 in the house. Aspen Forrester says, good morning from a weather perfect Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I think you have to use the accent too, right? Required. Let's see. Aspen also says ads for places he's not near.
Man,
I mentioned, you mentioned, dang it, all I have is water. Ferris Britt comes back. Coors Light, question mark.
yeah.
Vizio MVP in the house as well. Apparently, Rick, you missed Beaver Tails Day last Friday. What the hell's a Beaver Tails Day?
I didn't even know they had one in Canada. Really? Now I got to go double check that.
So apparently you're not a real Canadian if you don't know Beaver Tails.
No, it's actually quite hard to find beaver tails here.
Oh,
Every day is beaver tail.
Yeah, I think in the States they call them elephant ears.
okay.
Have you heard of those before?
Oh, like the treats that you get at the fair.
It's at the fair. It's like a piece of dough.
It's a
that
fried
they
dough.
then fry.
And you cover it with like butter and cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah, that's a beaver tail.
Oh, elephant ear.
Because it's Canadian grade butter, better cinnamon.
Canadian
It's actual
Canadian
cane
grade?
sugar.
Is that an official measurement?
Yes.
This butter is Canadian grade,
Yeah. And
made
if
from
you wanna-
only 100% pure Canadians.
Yes. They make it even extra special. They will put a drizzle of fresh lemon juice on top of it. It's very nice.
It's only on the Tequila Sunrise beaver tail.
No, not tequila sunrise.
I'm sorry, there's a tequila sunrise.
No,
one?
no, it's Kahlua. It's
Yeah.
Kahlua.
Koala Sunrise? Whatever.
What's the name of that? It's out west. It's a western thing.
Kelowna.
Kilowana Sunrise or something like that.
Okay.
It's out of BC.
I've never heard
The
of this stuff.
delicacies of fried dough.
Mm.
I always take the one with the Nutella and bananas on.
Yeah, the next episode of Patch and Switch.
Cooper Zoom and J Flow's in the house, says good day. Eh?
Nice.
How's it going, eh?
Hey,
I don't
Those
know
are-
if you saw this. You see, they've been releasing some Ghostbusters bloopers online, and there was at one point they were getting ready to shoot the scene. With the why can't I remember the guy's name who plays like the Keymaster? I am the Keymaster. Are you the gatekeeper? There's also Bob and Doug.
Rick
McKenzie.
Moranis.
Rick Moranis, thank you. And so they were getting ready to shoot the scene where Gozer comes, right? So they're on the pedestal, him and the woman character, Sigourney Weaver, right?
Yes.
I think, yeah.
Gordon
Yeah.
Weaver.
And Rick Moranis starts doing the scene as I don't remember if he's Doug or Bob, one of the McKenzie brothers.
Yeah.
How's it going, eh? And Ivan Reitman, who's the director, is just busting up laughing. And then, which I thought it was perfect. He's like, okay, can we shoot the scene now? He's like, take off, eh? It's pretty good. And then
Gozer.
the other bit they did was they had Dan Aykroyd and my brain is not functional. I need more coffee this
I
morning.
think you do, man. Like you're struggling today.
I am completely struggling. But they were doing a promo for Ghostbusters, and he's like, and it's only PG. And, oh, that's pretty good. And Dan Aykroyd goes, it's only effing PG, which immediately made the trailer completely unusable.
Of course.
But yeah, anyway, sorry. I got distracted. Ferris Britt says, I'm still in hoodies. It's been so cold. Absolutely says it's going to be 6 degrees warmer in Ohio next week than Florida. I can't believe I'm going to Florida to cool off.
Nice.
True.
I had a
cool off
meeting
and
with
have a shower just by walking outside.
I had a meeting with Sarah Young earlier in the week. And she was freezing because it was all of, I want to say 12 degrees centigrade
Yes.
at the time. And she's wearing this ginormous, she called it an hoodie,
Yes.
not a hoodie, but an hoodie.
An hoodie. Yes.
And it is apparently like 4 times wider than it needs to be and like
Yes.
3 times deeper and
Yep.
everything. It basically is like a blanket that you put on with arms and
Yep.
a hood that you
Yep.
can just kind of melt into. So I'm going to look into one of those for September timeframe here in
Yeah.
Duval, I think.
They're the rage in the Australias right
Oh,
now,
yeah?
apparently. Kowski says PDX is headed for a whopping 72 today. It didn't even get as cold as 72 here last night. Let's just be clear. Be the 90s in St. Louis, says Ledwig. Jay Flo says 83 feels like 85 in the Buckeye State. Crush Network, Dave and Nicole in Manhattan Beach, California, USA, where, listen, it's always 72 and sunny. There is no other weather that exists in California than 72 and sunny, particularly that part of California. Crush Network's just back from Vegas, 108 to 112 all week. Yo, hello, McFly.
If you're ever in Vegas, you have to.
Though I was
ping Joey.
I was beyond busy this week. I did not leave the house until this morning when I ran to get the truck washed because I am not driving that thing with the disgusting mess that it was. Visual MVP suggests that you just wear one of my hoodies.
Back up. You got to wash your truck.
Yeah.
Before you take a road trip.
Yes, and then you wash the truck when you get back from the road trip.
What about all the is it because of all the bugs on the front? Do you
bugs
have bugs
and
in
the
Las
fact
Vegas?
That it is basically a dusty mess here, and then any moisture that comes if a truck goes, because they're cleaning. I'm in a construction zone, so they dump water down the streets every day, and then that splashes up, and it turns everything to mud. It just looks ugly. It just doesn't. And I prefer to look through a clean windshield when I'm driving. That's just me. Vizio MVP suggests that you just wear one of my hoodies, and that could be your hoodie. Probably not too incorrect in that. Our good friend, another random IT guy, says hitting 80 today for him in SoCal because he's in a different part of SoCal. But did you know he just had a birthday? So happy birthday, buddy.
Wow. You're on top of it.
I am. Well, I texted him for his birthday because I'm nice.
Nice.
I'm nice like that. I'm nice like that. And we were trying to play Diablo this last weekend. And he's like, yeah, I'll ping you when I get back from the park because he was at Disneyland. That didn't happen. And I knew it wouldn't happen because he was at freaking Disneyland. And I know that he's there 3 times a week, but still.
Got it.
Go Gadget 360 in the house. Subscribed for 6 months, says half a year, but in IT years, that's like a decade. True. Pretty sure this week was a decade. That's just me. All right. Hey, should we start the show? Because I don't know what time it is. I don't even know.
We are actually mostly on time. I will give us credit.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive.
Our initial welcoming banter generally is clocked for 0 to 10 minutes, and we're at 12.
Oh, well,
so
there
we're
we go.
We're trending in the wrong direction, but we don't follow direction. So I think it's a good start.
Typical. What have you been doing this week? Because you haven't been responding to my messages.
No, but do you remember what the first segment is?
It's from the trenches. It's the things that we do in our day job.
So from the trenches.
Yes. If you haven't ever watched this show before.
No, but that was the verbal prompt, from the trenches.
So basically, can you explain to me, because you said you would tell me today, why is it exactly that you did not show up to the 3 different meetings I scheduled on your calendar and have not replied to a single IM that I sent you?
So I've been rather busy.
I'm sorry.
For my job.
Busy eating pizza.
Yeah, no. So for my job, I had the horribly difficult task of going to Chicago. I was on what I call the boss interrogation time. That's a new title that they're giving us now. It's a boss performance review. The event group that puts on events at Microsoft. It's internally known as ESC. They invited me out for partaking inside what they call a site visit. So you get to actually see what the facilities look like for, in this case, Microsoft Ignite, 158 days from today. I think I didn't actually see the countdown tweet this morning because I was late in getting up and it hasn't come across my feed with the algorithm. So it's 150 odd days away from now. And I was touring the facilities, but also meeting at the same time with all sorts of stakeholders that are part of the overall event. So all the different content leads from across the company, all the different marketing leads, the different work stream leads, and all that sort of stuff. All the vendors, all the supply people on the back end, they were all at the McCormick Center in Chicago. And I did some impromptu recording of different spots that I was eating at and how I got around and did things while I was there. It's sort of reminiscent of the countdown show that you and I had done back in 2015. But then the social people were there as well, and they asked to actually do some official ones of new places that we haven't been to.
New places.
New places.
Wait,
Because some
so
of the ones
did
that we
you-
talked about aren't around anymore.
Did you go to Revolution Brewing?
I did not. It was too far away, and I was too tired. I averaged
enough.
about 17,000 steps a day from walking around the facility and other things, and also just walking around Chicago. And it was fun. It was also very informative. But I was stuck inside doing meetings a lot of the time. So I had one of the folks on my team who lives relatively close to Chicago, Amy Cloyer, as I would say. She was, I brought her in to basically go off and tour some of the different spots in the city. So stay tuned for some of those really cool episodic visits to different places you should check out while you're there. And the one promo that I'll make is I didn't stay close by the center. I stayed away from the location because normally they usually give people I'm not going to say important because that would be a very big stretch. If you and I are considered important, they normally give folks the ability to have a hotel close to the facilities because we have to be there at like 6 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yes.
Sometimes,
yes,
or even earlier. And so
in the case of Build, my call time was usually 5:45.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy how early they can ask you to be there. So they at least take pity on us poor souls, and they give us like the hotel closet room that's really, very
The
small.
broom closet, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
overlooking the parking garage or the roof of something for the view.
With the entire venue's AC units facing you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the type of room they normally give us. But they gave me a room this time that was up at a place known as the Riverwalk, which is along the river in the Chicago that goes through the middle of Chicago. You and I did a number of videos on that particular place. And I took public transit. I walked to 2 different subway stations, so either the red line or the green line, and then I would take the subway to get down to the venue, just to be able to experience what other folks.
The train. It's not a subway because I do not believe it
well,
is
the L,
subterranean.
the L train, I guess you would say.
Yes.
So I was just, I was just north of the Loop, and if you remember, back in 2015, the green line wasn't yet operational. It was almost ready to go, but not ready to go.
Because the red line is for the immediate loading and unloading of passengers only. There's no parking there.
So I got a chance to try both the green line and also try the red line out, and both of them are quite functional. It's a nice way to get down there, and it only cost me $2.50. So beat that ride sharing. Not to mention the fact that it's not affected by traffic like ride sharing is, which is crazy.
True. Dave from Crush Network says no one is doing anything on the Riverwalk in November in Chicago.
I would say so. You are probably correct. Although there are a couple of party boats that are completely glass enclosed that looked very swanky. I did not. I was not allowed to buy a ticket to get on one. So I don't know if they have some level of a minimum bar of dress code or something, but they do have completely glass enclosed ones now that are pretty interesting that run year round.
Well. So what did you learn that you can share? I'm sure you have a lot of information that you're not allowed to share yet.
Well, if you
everybody on the social media was like, so Rick, can you tell us these things?
So my social feeds on Twitter, because I refuse to call it that other name, I posted a couple of different places that I ate at, mostly pizza joints, which was great. So I'll definitely share those that are unscripted and quite well laid out. I love them. That was a place called Nancy's Pizzeria, which made and supposedly created the stuffed pizza concept, and then also had tavern style as well. And then I also ate at a personal mecca of one of the friends of the show, Ned Pyle. He's always been slamming us for not going to this place called Flo and Santos Pizzeria.
Okay.
And that is also a Polish tavern as well. I did not know that. They supposedly make the best tavern style pizza, which is a flat crust, circular, that they cut into squares. I don't know why.
Okay.
but they do. Anyway, I went
because
there
it's
with
not
the,
tavern style if it's not circular cut into squares.
I know. So I went there with the Channel 9 crew, Deverell Studios, and we had 3 different style pizza at that one there. So that was good. Now, about the venue itself, I actually answered and showed a picture inside of the crew Facebook page group. Sorry, not Facebook group, because they were asking about, what's going on and what's here, what's there. And they were asking about the size of the hub. That's what we call it externally. That's the expo hall. It's called the hub as far as a branding is concerned. And I took a picture of one half of the hub because the air wall was closed.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I had to do a panorama. And so there's a panorama picture of just one half. And I'm like, well, I can't say anything more, but here's a picture
This is half of it.
The room, and this is half of it.
Yeah.
So I decided to at least share that.
Go Gadget 360 says Ned Pyle ? The dog guy that happens to do SMB stuff ? Yeah. Okay. Same
That's
guy.
the man.
Okay.
That's the man.
Same guy. All right.
He's very busy right now with Server 2025 stuff, like everybody on the Windows Server team. So kind of crazy. So
where is the absolute we must go to when I land in Chicago, assuming that I actually get to come to Chicago this year?
The place that you here's the inside scoop. We did film there, so there will be a video about this one.
Oh,
not just one of me with my camera going like this, trying to get this in frame. Junior, the Junior Brewery.
Junior. Like Doonier.
No, it's a weird. I don't know how to spell it. I have to go back and look at my notes, but it's pronounced like Junior with a D. So Junior Brewery. It is only a block and a half walking distance from the building. Oh. It is the closest, freshest beer that you will find.
Oh,
they go through so much beer that their 12 taps rotate probably on a 2-week basis with something new.
Oh, so
and
it's
the guy
always
that
busy.
runs the place that created it was one of the original brewers at Lagunitas in Chicago. Because you and I went there in 2015.
We did a video there.
I am sad to announce that Lagunitas is closing in August.
Correct.
So that facility is no longer going to be available to go visit. Which sucks. But anyway, he opened this place back in the middle of the pandemic, just before the pandemic hit, like a lot of people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he also does a very cool style of a vineyard ale, he calls it.
A vineyard ale.
So they ferment both grapes and the malt together as one during the primary fermentation process.
Okay.
And then it gets carbonated, and it obviously has very complementary features. It's like his own spin on what's going on for a farmhouse ale. So basically naturally occurring yeasts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting, huge beer nerd like the rest of us. And very, very friendly. Normally it's at least 2 of his dogs in the brewery, in the tap room at all times.
Now. I mean,
So basically Junior Brewery, there's basically it's 2 of them. They own both of them. They co-located. One is more focused on wine. One is more focused in beer. And Junior is the one that I remember because of the weird way to pronounce the name. That's technically the vineyard side of the house that makes these.
So you completely turned everybody the wrong way, and they're going to go to the vineyard place.
No. It's all the same place. So
gotcha.
It's just the way they organize their menu. The top half of the menu is for Junior. The bottom half of the menu is for the other one, which says the beer. So either way, but they also do natural wines and stuff like that too.
Nice.
So really, really cool place, and it's only a block and a half, and a place that's called Motor Alley or Motor Lane. It's where they used to have all the car repair and manufacturing shops. We're down this one section of the road. So really, really cool facility.
Very cool. So stay tuned.
That's what I would recommend. That's the thing. The low light, if you will, that I didn't really enjoy too much because I was so stressed out was a 2 Michelin star brewery that you could go to.
I'm sorry, a brewery that's a 2 Michelin star, like for 2 Michelin star restaurant?
Yes. A 2 Michelin star restaurant. It's been 2 Michelin star.
Did you
for the
take the
last...
hat off when you went in?
No, I didn't. And the maitre d' was in full suit and everything, walking around, very, puffed up kind of thing.
Because they have to, because they have 2 Michelin star.
Yeah. So basically, the 2 Michelin stars refers to their tasting room, where you can get 16-course meal with 12 beer pairings that they make inside the brewery attached to the facility. That's why it's a brewery. And, head chef is the one that handles all the food and all the presentation and stuff. That place books out 45 days in advance to get a reservation at the tasting room. They also have a la carte bar area that you can get to at the more reasonable time frame for reservations or even walk-ups. But that also is not too far. I'd say it's about a 15-minute walk from the venue. Out of my price range, though. That's the high-end place that you would go with a partner and they would have their customers with them and they would be doing things at that kind of a place. But that was kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. An episode on that one there is coming out too. But I was stressed out, man, because I didn't want to touch anything.
That reminds me of when were we in Barcelona? We were in Barcelona when we went to that Michelin star place where they did like, this looks like Oreo cookie crumble, but it's really representing dirt. And if you take a bite into this tomato, it tastes like a pear. And I'm going, but it's
mind blowing. Yeah, I remember that place.
Yeah.
Why would you? They had like a grape skin that was still whole that they hollowed out and they put stuff inside of the grape skin as a little teeny tiny soup or something like that.
Exactly. I believe they call that molecular gastronomy.
Yeah.
It's a science fair project gone awry, friends.
Yeah.
So. Cool. So lots of people chatting about Absolutely says, highly recommend Quesabirria Jalisco tacos for amazing burrito tacos in Chicago. And then my exact thought comes right after a Crush Network says tacos that far north of Mexico are sketchy. I love me a burrito taco. That has been the thing since I moved here. Burrito tacos. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then other folks talking about travel and how expensive the hotel are. Chicago and fancy restaurants make me think of Ferris Bueller instantly. Yes, I agree, Jay.
Of course.
100%.
So,
highly recommend
besides
you pick one up. Mint.
So besides all the fun stuff that I was able to do as the shoulder activities of the main activities, I do want to say that the people that are in charge of content and coming up with the ideas of what we can do about content across the board, they're really thinking about Chicago differently than they have, because this is the largest in-person event Microsoft has done since before COVID. And they're looking at it from the perspective of, hey, we should have the opportunity to be able to include a lot of the skills that you need for the stuff that you have today, in addition to the stuff that's coming. So because of scarcity, we haven't been able to include a lot of the stuff from the things you need to know today. So they believe, again, this will pan out more in the future. We'll find out. You'll be the first to know if you follow us. We'll share stuff as it goes, but they're thinking it's going to be a pretty significant shift to be able to bring back some really good stuff that we used to have prior to the pandemic environment.
All right. Well, I'm not going to ask any further questions because you probably are going to get us into trouble talking.
Yeah, I need to stop talking about this sort of stuff.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Chaos
13 says, every time I go to Chicago, when I spend all my food money at Frontera, last night I managed 3 times, including their 1 Michelin star sister restaurant, Topolo Bompo.
Why?
We had tiki in Chicago, didn't we?
I honestly remember.
That's with the 3 dots and a dash is in Chicago.
Oh, okay, yeah. The little back room you have to go to.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty big restaurant, but
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 3 dots and a dash. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we went to 3 dots. Yeah, Ledwig says yes, 3 dots and a dash, and we were there. AZ Growler guy just posted ... dash.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
This is the Chicago infographic that we did back in the day.
Mine's sitting. You hang on. Do you see that frame that's sitting right there?
No. That one. Yeah.
It's the same one.
Yeah. So I'm looking for decoration advice. Like, I really need to finish decorating the office.
Yeah.
So
it would actually look good on the wall that's just over your right?
This
Shoulder?
one over here?
Yeah.
But see, that's the longest one. You have to have this one on that long wall.
Oh, but
I
you can
think.
put it like maybe next to it or something.
That could work. That could work. So we're now at the phase where it is the manager asking you, direct report, what you've been doing.
Oh, what have I been doing?
Yeah.
What have I been doing? So for those who don't know, so build, and I think I talked about this in the last show. I did a session on data security considerations for AI adoption, and that has led to a bunch of conversations with my friends over in the Purview team.
Oh yeah.
So we've been plotting, taking over the world, as far as going back and talking about data security and things, and really going into the how do we guide folks who may be the typical person who has a lot of data and they're looking at this going, there's no way we're going to go back through and scan all this stuff and label it, et cetera, et cetera. How do I get quick wins with things like Microsoft Purview so I can start taking advantage of things like M365 Copilot?
Right.
So we've been plotting some guidance that'll be coming out around that. I've been meeting with some of my friends over in the intra-identity space to talk more about developer, like how do we get more developers to pick up on intra-identity, to extend the conversation we were having at Microsoft Build around external identities. And yeah, just lots of really cool conversations with our friends. Been talking with my friends in Azure about Azure core security. So thinking all of the things that are built or come inside of Azure without that, it's not like adding Defender or some of these other add-on services. It's all within the core platform. So lots of conversations. It's planning period for them. So basically planning up above has happened. It's all trickling down now. They're reaching out to us going, so I know you've already done your planning document for the fiscal year. Can we completely shift it over into this stuff and work on some other things? So I'm replanning my plan.
Yeah.
Without giving up too much information, because we've got some really cool stuff that's going to be coming along.
Very neat, man.
Yeah. I stopped by the venue where Cisco Live was being presented last week and just kind of meandered around and met some friends.
There's lots of stuff on socials on that one. Like 30,000 people or something like that. It's crazy.
You know, their attendee party was at the stadium where the Raiders play.
Oh yeah,
which is Allegiant Stadium. Did you hear the entertainment? Did you hear who it was?
No.
It was Elton John.
Holy crap. Wow.
I mean, obviously you save a lot because he's got a residency here right now, right?
How do you save when you have a headliner like that?
I mean, I was like, well, can I get it? Because anybody not using their pass? Because I'll go see Elton John. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Crush Network says Allegiant Stadium is great. Yes, except for the Raiders. I'm going to cause problems. I'm going to cause problems with my own family if my daughter gets that job. Let's just be clear. Chaos 13, how much developer content will be returning to Ignite? I'm trying to write up requests to either go to Ignite or build for next fiscal year, especially in the expert zones.
That's, I'll say it's TBD, obviously. That kind of stuff is being figured out. Traditionally, I'm going to say that your primary developer experience is going to be targeted on the Build conference. And traditionally, the stuff that's at the Ignite conference is, as I like to try to explain it, it's more infrastructure and friends. And it's also a little bit closer on the horizon as far as impacting your everyday kind of work is how I frame it internally when we have discussions for folks.
It's also a lot more enterprise focused, right?
Yeah.
Where you're looking at, and like you mentioned, stuff that's on the truck are very close to being on the truck. Whereas you get a lot of, announcements like at Build, we talked about, these new processors that come out from Qualcomm and Intel that have the new NPUs on them and then designing and building, and they announce new SDKs. Which
like one of the criteria you and I have when we're helping people frame up what they're trying to put into the content, their breakouts in the lab, stuff like that. One of the things that we ask them is, can we do this right now? Like, can someone, after watching this or participating in this session, can they go and either sign up for the preview and get access for it now, or is it available as a GA type thing, as opposed to no, it's coming in 6 months? It's like, well, if it's coming in 6 months, make it into a slide or two and put it in a different type of session. Don't dedicate a whole session to something that someone can't go off and use right now.
So to answer, long story short, there will be developer content there, counts. You're going to have to make the decision as to where you are in the roadmap and what you want to do, and understand that there's not a mass amount of stuff. Because build, I think all but 13 sessions, 14 sessions were all kind of developer, and even those 13 or 14, because it was security, were kind of developer. So yeah.
I'm sorry, our audio guy, he just coughed there. I don't know if he wanted his attention or something. Did you want to say something, Jared? You good?
I'm good.
No.
He's like, I'm good. Yeah, Chaos 13. Always a tricky part is an enterprise developer in ASP&N Office who is also part-time DBA and server support. Yeah. So, I mean, I think this is if you're handling all those roles, this is probably a good place to go pick up some knowledge and some skills.
For sure. We should take a brief interlude for our sponsors and basically say, if you haven't already, we're always looking for the name of the next show.
Oh, are we?
Contribute that if you want yourself by simply doing a bang exclamation mark. Name of the WorkSafe word that you would like to recommend. And then, as you just saw flash on the screen, you can also go and vote for your favorite words that have been submitted so far.
Do we have words already?
I don't even know. I haven't checked to see where we're at right now.
There have been no words.
It is empty.
It is empty. All right.
We have one going now.
Oh, there's one. Pizza. Now. Nice. How creative. Chicago.
Today's show is called MoldyTenants CircuitCity Skoosh.
Nice. So I had a new style of pizza that I'd never had before.
Oh, what?
It's called Quad City Pizza style.
Quad City. Okay.
So apparently there's this term called Quad City. It has nothing to do with Chicago.
No, I mean, but does that have something to do with like Moline and all of that out there where there's 4 cities in 4
I do not know. I need to go back to my notes to find out. But basically they add a brewer's yeast into the dough mixture to be able to make the dough, and malt as well.
Ooh, malty.
Therefore, the dough is sweeter. It's also more bread-like. So that is what's known as Quad City Pizza.
Ledwig says that I am correct, and that is the correct origin. So there you go.
That was from a pizza joint we visited. That's called Handmade Pizza. And they were
oddly enough, their pizza is all machine made. It's all AI.
No, so it was what did it? Handmade pizza was the tagline. I gotta look at my notes. It was Roots Pizza, handmade pizza.
Oh,
so Roots Handmade Pizza.
Roots Handmade Pizza. Quad City Pizza is pretty
tasty. The PR
tasty.
person for Roots Handmade Pizza is yelling at me right now virtually as they watch the show, because I know that they watch this show.
Oh, really? There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ledwig says Quad City Pizza is pretty tasty, but the way they cut it is bizarre. He married a gal from Moline. Lots of experience with Quad City style pizza.
There you go.
The words are killing me. Shaky. From Paris. And we're like, what was it? Did I see it was like 40 years or 30 years? Like the day, like about a week ago was the day that Ferris Bueller actually took the day off.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Freaking old, my friend.
I love that movie though. I can still quote most of it. Hey, we've spent 30 minutes talking about one single topic, which is from the trenches, but we have multiple segments on the show. So the next segment of the show we have is called Beer Money, and Beer Money is the sort of the support we do for our friends and our families, friends, sisters, uncles. I'm going to drink some coffee. You talk to people.
Nice. Well, this one is simply a throwback to some stuff that I did not too long ago with looking after my aging father. All of us have aging parents, I'm sure. If they're still around, if they're not, our thoughts are with you. But I was looking after and I helped out my dad, who was kind of almost swindled by a follow-on pop-up saying that your machine's been infected by ransomware. Don't do anything. Call this number. Call this number. Thankfully, I had him trained because of another incident that happened to never do anything except call me. And he called me, and I got it cleaned up for him, and it's all good. But I bring that up only as a reminder that was a throwback to something that I had to do because I watched a movie on the flight back.
Huh.
The Beekeeper. Are you familiar with that movie?
No.
It's just a gratuitous blowing things up revenge movie of a
Jason
special
Statham
operations.
movie.
Yeah, a special operations guy that was part of this secret government program that even the government programs don't know about, as a beekeeper, the one that keeps the hive in order. And when the world order starts to fall out of order, the beekeeper steps in to basically correct it. So yeah, I saw the Beekeeper on the way way back, and it started out with, unfortunately, one of the first storylines is this retired school teacher, awesome woman who was looking after the beekeeper who was renting out her barn because he was in retirement.
Can we spoiler alert on this one? And
No, I'm not going to.
give
There's no
away the
spoiler alert.
movie? Okay.
She basically falls victim to ransomware, and that's the kickoff of the entire movie, and that's all I'm going to say.
So the
But
beekeeper goes and gets revenge.
gets revenge and puts the world order back in place. But
It's
it was
kind of like if you try to attack Keanu Reeves' dog.
yes, same thing.
Okay, all right,
Same
fair
thing.
enough.
Do not mess with the man's dog.
Okay, all right, there you go.
So-
There you go.
Except in this case, it was bees.
Okay, all right, well, fair enough. Or ransomware.
Yeah. So it's very, very cool. And it was all about the scammers and the scammers getting taken down. Very cool.
Is it beer money if I help somebody who works on my team when they have an issue?
What?
So
You're-
there was an issue where somebody on my team posted, is anybody else having problems where you open up ADO, Azure DevOps, and there's
Yeah.
no items in there?
Whew. That would be bad.
That scared
Considering
me.
we run a lot of our business on ADO.
That scared me. So I immediately am like, hold on, get laptop opened. No, I'm good.
It's not beer money. It's called managing.
It's called managing. So I just posted a GIF of the IT guy,
Yeah.
right? IT, if you tried turning it off and turning it back on
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
And then there was ... It worked.
Like clear all filters or something like that was the fix.
It's just restart. All you had to do is restart. JFlo says, I worked with one of my PMs to deploy Evil Genix to simulate a phishing attack.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even want to know the alarm bells that sent off in things right now.
Nice.
So that's the only beer money support I've done, which was just have somebody turn off their machine and restart it before they gave me a coronary. Yeah. Haven't done really much at home. The whole fam is back. So the oldest is back from her internship in Florida. The youngest is currently back at home in between semesters at home for summer between the
In
university.
between gigs, like is she getting a job with the Las Vegas sports industry?
Well, that's the oldest. They were supposed to let her know Wednesday. We still haven't heard
Oh,
yet.
okay.
However, they did send out a thing for background check, so I take that as a
that's
good
good.
sign.
That's a
I
good
take that
sign.
as a good sign because they're spending money, right? So, background checks are not free. Yeah. So, yeah, that's not oddly there have not been a lot of requests, which is good. It makes me feel good that the network is running optimally.
Yeah.
After the redesign in the new place. So, yeah.
Nice. I haven't received any complaints because I also have mine full house now with everybody in it. As far as the performance on the network, it's all been fine. That's good.
Dave, thanks for that. We also have an insider at the Raiders, so I appreciate that. I appreciate that. She has done her. I tell you what, dude, the oldest, her ability to network, like I'm seriously like trying to take lessons from her. Like she goes anywhere and she's like, oh, I was at this thing and I met these 8 people and they're connected with this thing and that thing and the other thing, right?
Her mental capacity is sharper than ours now because she can actually remember all these people.
Yes, it's true. Yes.
I like when I was walking around the venue and looking at stuff and things like that, I was constantly just talking into my phone for voice dictation to say, yeah, this would be a really good spot to be able to have some kind of an activation for the learning environment, blah, 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 blah. And that's
so
the
that
best.
You can remember what you did 10 minutes ago?
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
And so that I would have talking points when we met up again later in the day.
Yep. I actually attended that remotely, but that was good. That was good.
Nice.
Let's see. Beer money.
Beer talk, my friend.
Beer talk. Okay. So you did do a little bit of beer talk because you were talking about beers that you had there.
Yeah. Junior Brewery.
Junior Brewery.
And I gotta see, I want to go pull up the name of this place so I can get the actual other name. But I had a very nice I had a Mexican lager from my sampler that you have on camera. My co-host, which was Jackie, she had a Pinot Noir.
Jackie is co-hosting?
She co-hosted because of various different reasons.
That is so cool. I love Jackie, by the way.
Yeah. So
hi, Jackie. You're awesome, by the way.
So she actually enjoys both beer and wine, and so she had a Pinot. I want to say a Pinot Noir blueberry IPA or something like that, which was actually quite good. And I had the black lime Mexican lager, which was really tasty. Again, all these beer are going to be completely different when you're there in November. He is so excited. The guy's name is Taylor, is the head brewer. He is so excited about having his malts on tap. So he's a malty guy as well. So there will be a number of different options in the November timeframe that I will be absolutely sure.
Well, yeah, November is a good malty beer time, right?
Yeah.
That's Well, it does happen to be summer here in most of the rest of the world, unless you're in the Pacific Northwest, in which case it won't be summer for another month and a half. But those 2 weeks, man, you're lucky it doesn't happen on a weekend. As long as summer doesn't happen on a week during the week, it happens on a weekend. You're good. I was at the Malton Vines. No, not Malton Vine. Sorry.
The Malton Vine doesn't exist anymore, man.
No, I'm sorry. The Total Wine. Total Wine. I always get it confused. It's something wine. I don't know. So Total Wine. And found, we all know, we know Founders Brewing. Yes.
Yes.
Founders Brewing in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Founders is best known. What is they're best known for the KCBS, right? Or KBC? Is that what it's called?
What?
What is it? Yeah, the KBS. Sorry, KBS, not KCBS. KBS. The KBS stouts, barrel aged. They have just released their all day IPA, and they have actually just brand new now is their all day grapefruit IPA.
Okay.
So thanks, AZ Growler guys. So Kentucky bourbon stout, yes. KBS, yeah, Kentucky bourbon stout. 4.7 ABV. So session.
Yeah.
Which uses Citra, Amarillo, and Simcoe hops. It is brewed with grapefruit zest and a little bit of juice. And I bought a can because this is the cool thing about Total Wine is you can grab them by the can here. So I will often go and pick up Veranda beer and try them. This thing is so good. It is 100% get done doing your errands on Saturday. You want to sit down and just have something that's very light, very refreshing, but still has that little IPA, little hoppy kick to it without blowing your mind out, right? Because it's only 50 IBU, so it's not going to blow your brain away. It is really, really, really good. Really, really good. So that's my beer talk for the day. Though I do have another cold IPA. Or freezer IPA. I forget what it's called. Something new that's come out from our friends in Alaska. I'll look it up.
Coors Light ice filtered.
No,
that was back in the 90s, buddy.
Alaskan Brewing. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look it up. Talk to the people.
You got it. You got it. Well, while you're verifying that, just in the effort of moving the show ahead, again, I'll do another reminder. Do not forget, please, ! Word to be able to suggest a WorkSafe word.
A cold IPA.
A what? Who?
Cold IPA.
Cold
limited release. It's called Chillin'. Highlights classic grapefruit flavors and aromas of traditional West Coast IPA with a twist from a brewery that mastered the art of cold fermentation for over 35 years. So cold fermentation.
Interesting. Cold fermentation would normally tend to say that's going to be using more of a lagering yeast.
So they use Pilsen malt.
Yeah, Pilsen malt. That'd be normal. Nice and light.
And it's 55 IBU. They didn't give much other detail other than Cascade Centennial hops, wheat malt. They do not talk about, well, they'd have to use a lagering yeast anyway, right? To survive those cold temperatures, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
So that's in the fridge. That's coming with me in the cooler to have when we get to the hotel after driving.
That works.
5.5, 6 hours. But anyway.
That works. Well, we have to go tell Ledwig he can come back now because we're done.
Oh yeah, Ledwig, you can come back now. Sorry, we're done talking about beer.
Yeah, someone send him a text message, would you? Random spending. Random spending.
And you where is your thing? We talked to you said you had something.
I'm looking for it.
Because I have not spent a dime.
Go you
talk
you
to
start
the people.
off. I'll be right back.
You want me to, yeah, because I have no random spending because I have not spent on anything since I got the headphones. But I talked about those in the last show. I bought the Sony noise canceling headphones, which are great, and I use them actually on the regular every day. But that's all my random spending right now. Ooh, that said though, so J Flo says he's going to the Lego store. That reminds me, like, there's some really cool new Darth Vader stuff that's come out. There's a new. I have to find the name of the company. It popped up in my Instagram feed where they've got this really, really cool desk mat / mouse pad. With Darth Vader. Yeah, but it's like $50. It's a little pricey, but
good.
Yeah.
The good desk pads are that much and worth it.
Yeah. Ledwig picked up a Sonos Era 100 on sale. Love them. I've got one. Just you see those white boxes, that black item right behind there. That's my Era 100.
Nice.
Yeah, you're back.
I have two things.
Did you find it?
I have two things.
Okay.
The first is, can you see this? See that logo there?
Guinness and a Chicago flag.
And
Guinness isn't in Chicago. Guinness is in Dublin. Oh, that's kind of cool. Looks like Toucan Sam.
For one of the places that I was at while I was there, it's a new brewery that opened in just last year. But that's not it. But that was part of it. So there's an episode coming on that particular place. This is the random spend technology that I bought.
It's a dongle.
Can you see it?
What kind of dongle is it?
I don't even know if that autofocus turned on. It's a dongle. It's called It's called an AirFly Pro.
AirFly Pro.
And basically, you take this and without any screen or software, you can pair it with generic. This is my Bose 700 noise cancelings that I fly with. They're my workhorse. You can pair these two together with no confirmation, with no whatever. And then this plugs in the entertainment system in the flight. And it lasts for 25 hours. And then you can basically use your wireless headphones without having to have that stupid wire connecting you to your seat in front of you.
Oh, is this how you watch The Beekeeper?
That's how I watch The Beekeeper and Mission Impossible as well. Because there's a long flight. So the Mission Impossible was hilarious because it was only part one, which sucks. I'm not a huge fan of the series, but this was about a sentient AI. That was very applicable. So this is, I want to say like $50. This is the Pro version. It actually allows you to pair two headphones to this particular device. So you can have like paired watching of the same source. And it also works if you needed to as a transmitter, not just as a receiver, so that you can actually send audio to an aux port somewhere if you needed to. So
this is my first time finally remembering to dig this out of my luggage before it gets checked to try it out, because it was a 4.5 hour flight. So I love it. It is absolutely amazing. I would definitely recommend 10 out of 10 for a great experience.
It is called what again?
Air Fly, and I have the Pro version.
Airfly Pro. Okay.
It's
There
by
you go.
12 networks, or 12 something or other is the name of the. You can buy them anywhere. People resell them, but like it's worth it.
Kowski says he's added RGB LED lights for the RV awning, and it has dance mode.
Oh, nice. I love it.
Everything.
I think the Jayhawk needs to have an upgrade.
Yeah, Jayhawk needs a dance mode.
You haven't been here. I have LED ropes along my awnings.
And so, but do you host a party?
Have dance mode?
Do you have a party every Saturday night at the RV park?
Huh?
Do you have a party every Saturday night at the RV park?
Of course. You're just not invited.
Oh, nice.
Good job, JFlo. JFlo posted the word dance mode.
No, I actually have, it's those LED ropes from Costco. And I've got 2 of them combined, and it goes around the... And the nice thing is, it's on all the time, and it's on red. So it can be on all night and not screw up people's vision.
Ah, there you go.
Did you know Kowski, when he games in his RV, automatically gets another 5 frames per second because of the RGB?
Nice.
Yep.
I will also do a shout out for when I'm traveling. It's because I am still very cautious for the most part inside of large crowded places. So I had my Flow Mask Pro, the Flow Mask, FLO mask, which is so freaking comfortable to be able to wear. You do not feel like you're being claustrophobic with a mask on. It's not vented, but it just has a very large screen on the front of it. So it's equivalent to a N95 as far as filtration capabilities. And instead of going over your ears, it's 2 straps. So one for the back of the neck and one for the top of the head. Very comfortable. Easy to wear this for multiple hours at a time.
Dave says dance mode for LED lights is how people over 55 know not to stop by your RV site.
Nice.
He calls it the greatest generation repellent. Nice.
It's kind of like the inverse of what was it, in the early 2000s when cities were piping in classical music around parks to keep the skateboarder kids from hanging out too long.
Damn kids, get off my lawn. Hello, fellow children.
Gen Xers, what boomers did to try to make those younger folks.
I don't know if you're getting the ads like I get on the Insta, but there's a T-shirt it's got this big X on it, and it says raised on raised on neglect and hose water.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. The feral kids of Gen X. There was there was a poll that I saw that listed off all the different date ranges for the different generations of folks. And they say, which one are you? And of course, the date range that was missing was Gen X. It was not listed. and there was a gap. There was a gap in that particular date range, which was perfect.
That's fine with us. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's like we want to remain anonymous. We don't need the attention.
Okay. Now we've come to the time of the program where we name the show. Because throughout the program, like the last 10 minutes, people have been using the exclamation
it's normal. It's part of the course.
And then they can also head on over to patchandswitch.showbot.tv, where they can nominate words. We have words
Holy cow.
Abe Froman, like Sausage King. Apparently you are the Sausage King of Chicago now, Rick Claus.
Oh, nice.
Effing PG, shaky. This chick is toast. What did Joey say? I weep for their future.
See, all of our audience is moving away from single words. They're trying to smoosh them together to get away with
Sloan,
it.
Fry. Lego, Greatest Generation, Repellent, Raced on Hose Water, and Neglect.
Yeah.
Pizza Bueller, Green Line, No Words, Riverwalk, Chicago, Rick Moranis. I can't remember names. Ignite, Ghostbuster, Take Two, Don't Speak 80s, Von Steuben Day Parade, exclamation mark word. RGB 55, Generation Repellent, Age Gap. Hang on, there's more, right?
More keep on coming in, man.
But
keep getting voted up.
Where's dance mode?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There's dance mode.
Lego's there as well.
So this is where we take all of the votes, we summarize them, and we take the top 3, and I completely ignore them and choose my own words.
Perfect.
Which this time we're gonna go with don't speak, dance mode, and neglect.
Don't speak, dance mode, neglect.
And neglect.
And neglect.
Yes.
Okay. So be it. It has been told and foretold.
And those would be the 3 work safe words used for the title for the program in a fortnight's time. And I'm looking at my calendar. Stand by.
Yeah. Are we there for this?
I am not.
What?
I am on vacation.
What?
I am taking time off, my friend.
I'm off too.
So there will be no show in 2 weeks' time. So we'll be back
2 weeks after that?
in a month.
Like the 12th of July?
That's like after your birthday and almost my birthday.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah,
we do like the
because
birthday
where
show.
where are you going?
I'm on the backwoods of Plain, Washington on a
Are you
motorcycle.
doing a motorcycle adventure?
Yeah, it's the motorcycle rally taking place on the
Nice.
week of 27th through to the 1st.
Nice.
So I might not make it back for the show on the next episode because I might be in the hospital. But
You might not make it back, period.
yeah, you never know. It's always a gamble with these.
I am headed to Southern California, and not just for Disneyland. Apparently, we're
so-
going to do other things. Well,
Oh, nice.
apparently, there's other things to do out there. I don't know what, but
So should we officially say that we're going to take a brief summer pause to celebrate the start of summer?
a brief hiatus. A brief
Hiatus. I know it's hard to speak sometimes. You really need more coffee, my friend.
I don't know what is. It's because
So-
I shouldn't be working. I'm not
Is
even
this-
supposed to be here today.
Yeah, I know. So you know what? You better start the roll call to say thank you to everybody. And,
Yes, exactly.
and
And with that,
kick us off for
that
the
music means that we've come to the end of another exciting episode of the Patch and Switch program, where I cannot speak. So Dave, yes, if I have free time, I will definitely hit you up. Crush Network's good to see you. Wire Canuck, thank you so very much. Go Gadget 360. My good friend, another random IT guy. Happy birthday again. Aspen Forrester, J Flow, and of course, Cooper, who's more important than J Flow. We all know that it's really Cooper's show.
Nice.
Let's see. Did we say Go Gadget 360? If not, I'm going to again. Kowski, in full dance mode. Aspen Forrester, our good friend Ledwig. Hope the cruise was awesome. I need more details. I need to hear more about that boat because that's what boat we're going on in February. But you know this. Anyway, we continue on. The fairest of Brit, who's talking about cricket. Did you see the U.S. cricket team? Anyway, we continue on. We say thank you to, of course, Vizio MVP, who is always around. Good to see you back. TRP 8472. If I missed anyone, I'm going through the list. I think I've gotten everybody.
Okay.
So that means we're back in a month's time of short hiatus. Oh, AZ Growler guy. I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, how did I miss you? It's because your name's in all lowercase. Anyway, we're back. We're going to take a quick hiatus as we do vacations. And then, of course, the Independence Day weekend, the July 4th holidays here in the U.S. So back in a month's time. Until then, have a weekend, everybody.
Do you think I should put like a smiley face on this? I can draw on this, eh? Like a little happy face?
That's not going to help.
No?
It might.
Maybe something like Roger Rabbit Red Lip.